comes to having a foot and ankle injury as a runner, it can be really, really frustrating. Most of the time with these injuries, it comes on gradually. It's not a traumatic event that happened that caused the injury, like rolling your ankle, for example. A lot of the time with these injuries, it will come on gradually over a couple days or a couple weeks. Today, I'm going to walk you through a movement screen of 5 exercises that you can go through to help understand why you're having this pain. We're going to go through big toe, the arch, the calves, the ankles, and more. So let's get started. Start by taking off your shoes and socks so you're in barefoot. And I want you to be in a standing position with your feet shoulder width apart and feet facing straight ahead. From here, I want you to lift just your big toe up and down on both sides. This is to really screen for big toe control and stability. When we're able to control just our big toe up while the other 4 toes stay down, it tells me and it should tell you that you have that big toe control, which is really important when we're running. The big toe plays a really important role as we are in that stance phase, as our one leg's on the ground and our other leg is swinging through, and as we push off the ground. A lot of the time when someone has a foot and ankle injury and they're a runner, they lack this big toe control. So the first step is to gain this big toe control by just lifting your big toe up, keeping your other 4 toes down. Now, if you're struggling with this, you can grab a foam roller or your hand and place it on the other 4 toes so you only lift just your big toe. And then I want you to keep doing this for multiple reps. Think like 30 to 40 reps a day until it finally clicks, and it will eventually click. The second movement in this movement screen, you're going to grab a foam roller or have a wall nearby, and I'm going to place the foam roller on the ground. I'm going to place my one foot a little bit, maybe like 4 to 5 inches from the foam roller. You can put your hand down like this and then just bring your toes up to your hand so you have that accurate measurement on both sides. From this position, I'm going to keep my heel down and I'm going to just tap my knee into the foam roller. I'm going to do this about 4 to 5 times, just feeling for any tension. Maybe I can't even get my knee to the foam roller. I'm taking note of that and how it's feeling. Once you've done this a couple times, you'll go ahead and do it on the other side. So this is checking for your ankle mobility, specifically into dorsiflexion. If there's a really big difference, there's some asymmetries in dorsiflexion between the left and the right side, that's going to greatly increase your risk for injury. So we want to make sure that you have enough ankle dorsiflexion so you can absorb the shock when you're running. So let's try it on this side now. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more tension on this side or the other side. I just want you to take note how it's feeling. Keep that heel down and toes are facing straight ahead. So this is checking for ankle mobility, specifically into dorsiflexion. Moving on to exercise and movement screen number 3, we're going into the calves. Now, ideally your calves should be super strong as a runner. We often don't think to strengthen our calves as a runner because we think, oh, well, if we're running, we're going to be strengthening our calves. But that is not the case. When we're running, we're working on endurance, and then outside of running, we need to be working on strength training. So to check your calf strength, we're going to start with a bilateral heel raise. You're going to hold onto the wall and lift both heels straight up and down. You're going to do this 20 times. And the whole goal here is to just see if you notice a difference between the left and right side. Maybe one side fatigues faster than the other, gets tired faster than the other. Maybe you feel more tension on one side, or maybe it's causing pain on one side. Take note of this because this is really important as you need really strong calves to be able to run. Once you finish the bilateral heel raise, you do 20 reps, you take note of how you're feeling. We're going to progress this into a single leg heel raise. Ideally, you're able to do 20 reps of a single leg heel raise on both sides without stopping. Now this is again checking for that calf strength. If you have plantar fasciitis, shin splints, posterior tibialis pain on the inside of your ankle, a lot of the time you'll probably have weak calves. So let's check it with single leg heel raises. I'm going to hold on to the wall so you can see my heel from the back view. And all we're going to do is lift up and down. As you lift up and down, you want to see if that heel is coming straight up and down or is it coming out to the side like this. I see that a lot, and a lot of the time that's from weak calves or weakness in that big toe stability. So take note if you can do 20 in a row. Take note if you're able to lift your heel up as high as you can the entire time through all the reps, or as you continue to go through the reps, is your heel starting to get a little bit lower to the ground as you lift your heel up. Important to note that if you have weakness in your calves, start strengthening your calves, specifically in single leg because we run in single leg. The fifth movement in this movement screen is to check our balance. And we're not only checking our balance here, but we're also checking our big toe stability. So what you're gonna do is stand on one leg in barefoot, no shoes, no socks, hands on your hips, and then bring your other leg with your knee up to hip height. From this position, just watch yourself in the mirror. It's important to watch yourself in the mirror because one, you're looking to see if one hip drops. You're also looking to see if all your weight is on the outside of your ankle like it is now for me. That's not necessarily you keeping your balance, and it tells me if a lot of your weight is just going out laterally or out to the side, that tells me that you don't have a strong big toe and it's not as stable as it should be. When we're balancing on one leg, ideally we have this tripod position, which means that our weight is on the ball of our foot and our big toe. It's on the ball of our foot at our fifth toe, so out here, and then at our heel. If we're not able to maintain this tripod position, then a lot of our weight will probably be going out to the side. So a quick fix for this, if you notice your balance is off, and again, you're holding 30 seconds on each side comparing how it's feeling. If you notice one side has less balance, then what I want you to do is push your big toe down into the ground, and it's gonna change everything. It's gonna make you feel your arch more, it's gonna give you more stability in that foot, and that's just something that you want to keep practicing for that big toe stability. You're not curling your toes, you're pushing your big toe down into the ground. When we run and our foot hits the ground, our big toe goes down into the ground right before we push off. Again, try not to curl your toes. You want to think about pushing that big toe down into the ground for more stability. So if maybe some parts of this movement screen was a little bit more difficult, you notice that some exercises maybe cause some pain, or you noticed a big difference between the right and the left side, then that tells me that you have some things to work on. You have some impairments, and that is, it could be contributing to your pain. If you want a full rehab plan, you're ready to get back to pain-free running, you want to get rid of this pain as soon as possible, I encourage you to go through the foot and ankle program. It's a top-rated rehab program that you can do at home, progresses you week after week with running specific exercises. It has helped thousands of runners with shin splints, plantar fasciitis, neuromas, Achilles tendinopathy, posterior tibialis pain, and more. So I will link that below if you're interested in checking it out.